There are some religions, some Eastern traditions, which have a strong sense that human life and non-human life are on a continuum, and therefore do tend to have a greater concern for the use of animals in scientific and medical research. But that's not the case with the Western traditions. The Western traditions have tended to make a very sharp distinction between human and non-human life, and that this bias has been reflected in science because of its Western origins. So one of the things that scientists themselves are discovering today is that animals are often smarter than in the past we have given them credit for. For instance, birds, it seems, are smarter than what most ornithologists thought of in the past. The biggest moral issues arise when we come to experiments on primates, because there is increasing evidence that primates may not have the same levels of consciousness and self-awareness that human beings have. They may not have the same capabilities for social life, but that there is evidence, and if you think of Jane Goodall's work, that at least in some rudimentary fashion, primates both have forms of society. You can call them rudimentary, you can call them pre-social, but also that they have some cognitive skills and cognitive awareness, which may be less than human beings, but it should give us pause to think about experimenting on primates. And at least one country, New Zealand, actually has forbidden research. There is a very strong link, which many philosophers and theologians have seen. Kant, for instance, saw this, between how we treat humans and how we treat humans and animals, particularly, and this is where it gets into issues of, for instance, of racism. When you have a very strict hierarchy which separates human beings from animals, you tend to have a very strict hierarchy which distinguishes between superior and inferior human beings. And it therefore becomes also more acceptable to do experiments on human beings who are considered inferior, as well as upon animals. And we've seen this historically, and obviously we saw this, the Nazi doctors, but also at the Tuskegee Institute and the syphilis experiments on African Americans. So there is a real danger of looking at any living organism as simply disposable for some higher human good. The research on animals at this point is inevitable.